General Hospital spoilers for the next 2 weeks, April 14 to April 25, reveal that Jason Morgan will slam Sasha Gilmore Corbin while Carly Spencer learns a secret. Plus, Alexis Davis will also face guilt over a bold Christina Corinthos Davis move. So let's discuss what's in store. During the week of April 14 to 18, both Carly and Willow Corinthos will worry about the threats that have been tossed around. Willow and Michael Corinthos' custody feud could come with some shockers based on the decisions that Willow and Carly are about to make. At GH, Ava Jerome will make some predictions to Rick Lansing about her blackmail plot working like a charm. Rick won't be so sure Alexis is going to play by Ava's rules, and he'll be right since Alexis is going along with Diane Miller's idea to have Christina committed. However, saying she's going to do it and actually doing it are two very different things, so Alexis will deal with some guilt as this plan moves forward. Alexis intends to lock Christina up against her will if her daughter won't agree to this, but she'll try to tell herself it's for the good of Christina's potential legal defense and relationship with Molly Lansing Davis. However, Molly won't understand what's happening, at least for now, and will ultimately lean on Cody Bell for support. If Molly tries to fight Alexis on this, Cody will be in her corner. As for Marco Rios, he'll have some words of wisdom for Alexis to mull over. Lucas Jones will also witness some tension, so he might catch Brad Cooper snapping at Marco. Or maybe this will involve Marco's next lecture for Natalia Ramirez instead. Next, Elizabeth Baldwin will come home from the hospital as her recovery continues. Lucky Weber will be determined to help Liz along the way, but he'll feel guilty about his deception regarding the car crash. Over with Drew Kane, he'll come up with another sneaky plan. Drew is always up to no good, so stay tuned for updates on whatever dirty trick he'll pull off next. Since Dante Falconeri has a birthday coming up, Sonny Corinthos will host a party in his honor. That could bring the potential for some drama if Dante finds out about Brooke Lynn Quartermain's secret pregnancy and the fact that they now have a grown child. Next, Sonny will spill a secret to Carly, so he may come clean about his heart condition and upcoming surgery. Jason may learn a secret as well since he's set to slam Sasha soon. That could be about Sasha's $250,000 deal with Jen Sidwell and the danger she's put herself in when it comes to the enemy. Over with Jocelyn Jacks, she'll meet Professor Henry Dalton and work on getting the research assistant position she's been told to score. During the week of April 21 to 25, Emma Scorpio Drake could develop some suspicions about what Jocelyn is up to, since they're both taking this environmental physics class. Back with Marco, he'll strengthen his connection to Lucas, though trouble could be just around the corner due to the secrets he's keeping about Sidwell being his father. Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor are also poised to take their relationship to the next passionate level, so don't miss all the sizzling moments ahead. General Hospital spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some romantic news and some curveballs. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers reveal Port Charles is holding its breath as danger looms over two of its most polarizing figures, Rick Lansing and Sonny Corinthos. A double dose of life-or-death drama that could leave Molly Lansing Davis caught in an impossible bind is coming into view. Rick is barely clinging to life after that brutal car crash, and Sonny's ticker is ticking louder than ever. Could this be the end for one, or both, of these brothers? Rick's eyes may have fluttered open after that horrific accident, but don't start popping the champagne just yet. Word around the hospital corridors is that he's far from stable. Whispers of a blood clot, stroke, or internal bleeding are swirling, any of which could send him crashing back into a coma, or worse. Molly is already on edge, praying her dad pulls through, but the universe might have other plans. If Rick takes a sudden nosedive, she could be left grieving the father she has just started to reconnect with. Will Rick defy the odds, or is his time running out? Across town, Sonny is playing a dangerous game with his own health, and it's about to catch up with him. That heart surgery he's been dodging, it's not just a suggestion anymore. It's a ticking time bomb. The stress of his empire, family feuds, and whatever Jen Sidwell is cooking up is piling on like a freight train. Spoilers say the mob boss could collapse under the pressure, his heart finally giving out just when he least expects it. Sonny has been living on borrowed time, and if he hits the ER alongside Rick, Port Charles might lose two legends in one fell swoop. Is this the wake-up call he can't ignore? Here's where it gets downright Shakespearean. What if Rick's fate intertwines with Sonny's in the cruelest way? Picture this. Rick is on life support, clinging to a thread, while Sonny's heart fails, leaving him in desperate need of a transplant. Doctors drop the bombshell. Rick's heart could save Sonny. Molly's world would shatter, forced to decide whether to let her dad go to save her uncle, the man she's had a rocky road with at best. The guilt, the grief, the impossible weight of it all, it's a nightmare no one saw coming. Will Molly pull the plug on Rick to give Sonny a fighting chance, or will she cling to hope for her dad? If she chooses Sonny, what will become of her relationship with Christina? General Hospital spoilers reveal that Jocelyn Jack's Professor Henry Dalton mission may go wrong. Will Emma Scorpio Drake suspect a scandalous affair and misunderstand Jocelyn's motives? Jocelyn is facing a tricky task since she's been thrown in Professor Dalton's environmental physics class pretty late in the semester. Vaughn has instructed Jocelyn to cozy up to Professor Dalton and convince him to make her a research assistant. Of course, Jocelyn knows that she'll be playing catch-up in this class, and that Professor Dalton must have other people in the running for the research assistant spot. That's why GA spoilers say Jocelyn really has to go above and beyond to impress Professor Dalton. Jocelyn may strike out with her first couple attempts to win Professor Dalton over, but she should get there sooner or later. However, we have to wonder if Professor Dalton might make some wrong assumptions once Jocelyn is gushing over his knowledge and sharing how much she wants this research assistant spot. Professor Dalton might think Jocelyn is more interested in landing in his bed than helping out with research. Jocelyn may let Professor Dalton think she's seducing him if she can't find any other way to get his attention. There's the potential for things to take a rather predatory turn and leave Jocelyn in a tight spot. Jocelyn won't want to blow her mission, but she certainly won't want to sleep with Professor Dalton if that becomes something he has in mind. Since Emma is also in this class, she's bound to notice Jocelyn suddenly getting enrolled in it and then latching onto Professor Dalton. Emma may start to suspect that Jocelyn and Professor are having an affair, or she could at least think things might be headed in their direction. It's easy to imagine Emma confronting Jocelyn and trying to warn her that this isn't a good idea. Jocelyn might act like nothing is going on and urge Emma to butt out, but Emma isn't the type to just let stuff go. Maybe Emma could ultimately follow Jocelyn and witness an interaction with her handler, Vaughn. Jocelyn's cover could be blown if Emma eavesdrops and realizes she's working for the WSB on a secret mission. Will Emma's affair suspicions lead to an even more shocking discovery? General Hospital spoilers say Jocelyn will continue to make some confident predictions about her assignment, but Emma could throw her for a loop and get updates on some startling news. General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of Monday, April 14 Friday, April 18 tease big decisions, warm homecomings, and new schemes. Willow Corinthos makes a big decision, Elizabeth Baldwin has a warm homecoming, and Drew Kane hatches a new scheme. Monday, April 14 Willow must make a big decision in the daily preview. She's shown worrying that something is true. Elsewhere, Sunny Corinthos is rattled and asks Laura Collins if she's being pressured to go after him. At the hospital, Trina Robinson confides in Portia Robinson. Ava Jerome tries to soothe Rick Lansing's worries. At Jack Brennan's Metro Court suite, he tries to reassure a rattled Carly Spencer. Tuesday, April 15, Elizabeth comes home from the hospital and receives a warm homecoming. In the meantime, Alexis Davis wrestles with her conscience after Diane Miller convinced her to do a judicial commitment on Christina Corinthos Davis. Elsewhere, Trina seeks out Ava, likely having no idea of her unsavory plot. In the meantime, Harrison Chase has a heart-to-heart talk with his mother-in-law, Lois Cirillo. In the meantime, Brooklyn Chase lays out her plan. Wednesday, April 16, Drew cooks up a new scheme. What is he doing now? Elsewhere, Lucas Jones walks in on a tense moment. Lucky Spencer makes a commitment, possibly to Elizabeth. Tracy Quartermaine is intrigued about something. In the meantime, Curtis Ashford is suspicious of Jordan Ashford. On Thursday, April 17, Sonny hosts a birthday party for his son Dante Falconeri. In the meantime, Brooklyn and Chase make some plans for their future. Elsewhere, Alexis gets some food for thought from Marco Rios. Alex's daughter Molly Lansing Davis gets some assistance from Cody Bell, and Felicia Scorpio makes a request of Carly. Friday, April 18, Jason Morgan confronts Sasha Corbin, while elsewhere, Felicia catches up with Anna Devane. Emma Scorpio Drake and Sasha are sure to be among Felicia and Anna's topics of discussion. In the meantime, something happens to take Maxie Jones aback. Sonny confides in Carly, perhaps he's letting her in the loop about his heart trouble. Plus, Jordan gets a tempting offer. General Hospital spoilers for the week of April 14, 2025 are here. Fans can expect Marco Rios to have some advice for Alexis Davis. Speaking of Alexis, she will wrestle with her conscience. Plus, Elizabeth Liz Baldwin comes home. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the ABC soap opera. Following Ava Jerome's threat, Alexis will be in turmoil and wrestling with her conscience. Alexis knows the right thing to do is for Christina Corinthos Davis to turn herself in. While Christina has been toying with the idea, she didn't go to her mother with this situation. What Alexis does know is that her daughter needs serious help, and the only way to protect her from prison right now is to have her committed. However, there is always a risk of Christina hating her mother. Then, there is Molly Lansing Davis. It seems that Alexis is once again choosing Christina over Molly. Over with Liz, she is being released from the hospital and going home. After Liz gets settled in, Lucky Spencer will make a commitment. However, Lucky is keeping the huge secret from Liz. It would be better to tell Liz the truth now. There will be a lot more damage if it comes out later. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Lois Cirillo has a heart-to-heart with Harrison Chase regarding the adoption. Lois might explain that she was doing what she thought was best for Brooklyn Quartermaine at the time. Chase might also reassure Lois that she hasn't lost BLQ, but it could take time. Later, Chase and Brooklyn plan out their future. However, this comes around the same time as Dante Falconeri's birthday party. In soaps, parties and weddings never seem to go as planned. Could the truth about Brooklyn's baby come out? Fans will also see Trina Robinson confide in Portia Robinson. Later, Trina seeks out Ava Jerome. While Ava thinks she's got the upper hand, Rick Lansing warns it's not a done deal yet. Rick is right about that, as Diane Miller is already on the commitment issue. Drew will hatch a new scheme. Meanwhile, Willow Tate Corinthos makes a big decision. Elsewhere, Laura Collins news rattles Sonny Corinthos. Curtis Ashford becomes suspicious of Jordan Ashford. By the end of the week, Jordan gets a tempting offer. It sounds like Jen Sidwell takes the termination bait. Maxie Jones will be taken aback. Jason Morgan confronts Sasha Gilmore Corbin. Plus, Felicia Scorpio has a request to make of Carly Spencer. General Hospital spoilers and updates reveal fans are abuzz with excitement at the prospect of a new actor stepping into the role of Michael Corinthos, previously portrayed by Chad Duell. Could Rory Gibson, known for his role as Noah Newman on The Young and the Restless, be the one to take on this iconic character? The speculation surrounding this potential recast for the ABC is certainly heating up, mainly due to a post on X, previously known as Twitter. Robert Adamson, who briefly played Michael Corinthos, expressed his frustration in a now-deleted post about not being given the opportunity to audition for the recast of Michael. This suggests that a search is actively ongoing for a new actor to replace Chad Duell. While Adamson may no longer be considered for the role, there are numerous other actors who could potentially take on the character of Michael, sparking a flurry of speculation on social media. Although there is no official word on who will be cast as the new Michael, one name has surfaced as a potential candidate. Rory Gibson has a number of GH connections on Instagram, including follows and followers like Caitlin McMullen and Holly Gagnier. Gibson stepped into the role of Noah Newman on The Young and the Restless in 2021, but his character didn't resonate with viewers, leading to his gradual exit due to uninspiring storylines. Currently, Noah resides in London and is mostly off-screen, appearing only occasionally during family visits. Gibson succeeded Adamson, who originally portrayed Noah. There's speculation that Gibson might take on another role previously held by Adamson, this time as Michael Corinthos, though nothing has been officially announced yet. This is leaving fans to ponder what his potential involvement could mean for the series. Gibson undoubtedly possesses both charm and talent, making it a question of whether he would mesh well with Michael and establish a strong rapport with his co-stars. Can you envision Rory Gibson sharing the screen effectively with Caitlin McMullen and Sophia Matson? General Hospital spoilers indicate that tension between Drew Kane and Nina Reeves is about to reach a boiling point. There is bound to be one confrontation after another, as Nina believes that Drew is controlling her daughter, Willow Corinthos, and that them moving in together is a terrible idea. An argument between Nina and Drew could lead to passion again, which happened the first time they had sex. This could happen again, only with disastrous consequences. This secret has yet to explode and could happen in a very huge way. Nina and Drew have gotten into their fair share of arguments lately, and another one could happen at Drew's new home that Willow has just moved into with her children, Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos. Nina would tell Drew that there is no way that she is going to allow this to continue and would find a way to break up him and Willow. Drew would tell her that there is nothing that she can do. Nina would tell Drew that there is one thing that she could do that would ensure that Willow leaves him for good. Nina would tell Drew that the only way to truly break them up is to tell Willow the truth about her and Drew tells her that he would never allow that. Drew tells her that she would lose her daughter for good if she comes clean, but Nina would say that if that is what happens, so be it. Drew would get so angry and hostile that he would threaten to kill Nina. Things would get so heated, and he would grab Nina and they would kiss and begin to engage in sexual intercourse, due to their mutual hatred and animosity towards each other. But little do they know, Willow has gotten off work at General Hospital early and is on her way home. Nina and Drew continue to engage in sexual intercourse in their intense hatred for each other. Willow Corinthos would be shocked to walk in and see Drew and Nina having sex and be beside herself. Willow would be completely shocked, bewildered, and disgusted. Willow would confront them, and Drew would try his best to explain, but he couldn't. Nina would then confess the truth that this isn't the first time that this has happened, and that she and Drew have been intimate before. Willow would be shocked by this revelation and ask Drew if it is true. Drew would reluctantly confirm and tell Willow that he loves her. Nina would tell her everything from the beginning, and Willow would vow never to forgive either of them. What do you think? Do you think that the secret about Drew and Nina will finally come out? Will Drew and Nina have hate sex again? Will Willow find the two of them together And will Nina confess all? Christina almost got Rick killed on General Hospital, but she didn't mean to. She was trying to kill Ava. She got Rick and Elizabeth instead, which means she's innocent, you see. Christina is trying to convince Lucky, Rick, and Ava of her innocence. But it doesn't really matter because the show is obviously on her side, just like it was on Alexis' side, and Carly and Drew's side, and always, always, always on Sunny's side. In Port Charles, committing a crime is no crime. Turning someone in for committing a crime is. Remember when Nina was in the wrong for exposing Carly and Drew's insider trading? But they didn't make any money from it, so how could they be guilty? Nina was framing them. That's what she was. Remember when Ava was in the wrong for exposing Alexis' perjury? But Alexis is the most moral and upstanding and forthright person who ever lived, so how could she be guilty? Ava was in the wrong for framing her. That's what she was. Remember when Sunny, pick your favorite unpunished crime from the past 30 years, and pick the reason why Sunny wasn't to blame. Now, it's Christina's turn to employ the family's favorite form of logic. Ava is responsible for Christina losing her baby. Sure, the court didn't agree. There is even some debate about whether the baby was actually Christina's, but that's not the point. Christina drew her own conclusions, and Corinthos' conclusions are always right. This means Ava deserves to lose her own daughter, Christina's half-sister, Avery, and the best way to cause Ava to lose her daughter is to cause Avery to lose her mother. That's Corinthos' logic. So the fact that Rick and Elizabeth were in the car whose brakes Christina cut instead of Ava means the whole thing was just a misunderstanding. And whoever heard of going to prison for a misunderstanding? General Hospital spoilers update for the week of April 14 to 18 reveals that Drew Kane will work on his next scheme while Ava Jerome faces a tough setback. Plus, Maxie Jones will also make a stunning discovery. So let's talk about what's ahead on the ABC soap. Despite Carly Spencer's concerns about messing things up for Michael Corinthos when it comes to the custody fight, Jack Brennan will give her a pep talk. Nina Reeves will have some guidance for Willow Corinthos as well, so that could play a role in some of the choices Willow's about to make. As for Drew, GAA spoilers say he'll cook up a new plot, one that could make some serious waves in Port Charles. Alexis Davis will make some waves of her own by having Christina Corinthos Davis committed, so Molly Lansing Davis will struggle with confusion and turn to Cody Bell for support. Across town, Curtis Ashford will deal with some suspicions when it comes to Jordan Ashford, who'll dupe Jen Sidwell by publicly criticizing Laura Collins and getting fired for it. Laura will be in on this sneaky plan, which should pave the way for Sidwell to restate his offer for Jordan to come work for him instead. Although Lava will expect the money to start rolling in her bank account now that she's blackmailed Alexis, Rick Lansing will think her celebration is premature. Once Lava gets updates on Alexis having Christina committed, that'll obviously bring a major setback when it comes to her money woes. After Elizabeth Baldwin comes home from the hospital, Lucky Spencer will dote on her and keep struggling with the secrets he's keeping regarding the wreck. Back with Carly, she'll face Felicia Scorpio's special request. Carly will also end up listening to Sunny, who'll use his former flame as a confidant. Since Sunny Corinthos has finally decided to tell his loved ones about his heart issues and the surgery he needs, he may come clean to Carly soon enough. Plus, Sunny will throw a birthday bash for Dante Falconeri. But could the fun take a wrong turn? Will Dante perhaps listen in on a conversation not meant for his ears at this party? There's a chance Dante might find out Brooke Lynn Quartermain gave birth to his baby boy after their camp fling. Regardless, Tracy Quartermain will find something that intrigues her while Lucas Jones stumbles across a tense conversation. Will Lucas find Marco Rios clashing with someone like Natalia Ramirez or even Brad Cooper? Will Lucas find Marco Rios clashing with someone like Natalia Ramirez or even Brad Cooper? Maxie will also make a stunning discovery, so we'll see if that relates to Brooklyn's secret firstborn son with Dante or maybe another Sidwell shocker. Jason Morgan may face an unpleasant Sidwell surprise of his own and lash out at Sasha over the $250,000 deal she made. General Hospital spoilers say Jason will launch a confrontation with Sasha following some news he receives, so he may make some predictions about Sasha putting herself in harm's way. Sometimes it's fun to look back and wonder, what if? That's what we've been doing as Sarah Joy Brown has been taking the trip down memory lane over on X with the fans. She's been talking about her experience on television, from General Hospital to VR Troopers. And she's gotten into her time in Port Charles as both Carly and Claudia. With that said, it has been a little time since she originated the role of Carly, so it's understandable if the order of actresses who've played the role got a little muddled. Laura Wright, not everyone may realize, is actually the fourth actor to play the strong woman. But when Brown got the number off a bit on X, one fan jumped in suggesting she forgot about Tamara Braun picking up the role right after her as the second Carly. Brown's response? Of course, she didn't forget. She looked so much like me, my own father mistook the two of us. Wow, we guess that's some good casting. Brown went on to laugh that she heard from a lot of people who didn't know she wasn't me at first. And that's when fan Clay Stevenson came up with an utterly crazy, wonderful idea that General Hospital could have done with Braun and Brown. In another place and time, he tweeted, "You two could have done a single white female story, with one of you playing the real Carly Roberts and the other being Caroline Benson." Brown was all for that idea. Will the real Carly Benson, etc., please stand up and put both hands up? Carly, longtime fans know, was Bobby's daughter adopted by the Bensons. Her real name was Caroline Benson, though she went by Carly Roberts. She was incognito when she first arrived, intent on getting revenge on Bobby, so she adopted the name of her best friend who died in a car crash, Carly Roberts. Except Carly didn't die. It turned out she just went into a coma and ended up changing her name to Reese Marshall, and it was all convoluted. But the point is Braun and Brown would have been the perfect actresses to play the two characters. Maybe Brown could have come to town as Caroline Benson pretending to be Carly Roberts, only for Braun to replace her as Carly Roberts arrived in Port Charles, kidnapped Caroline, and pretended to be her. Eventually, the truth would come out. Folks would struggle to figure out who's the real Carly and Caroline. And in the end, we could have had both of them stick around Port Charles. We'd have to figure out how to get to Wright's version of the characters, of course, but we're sure the show could have figured something out. It's been a few months since viewers have seen Michael in Port Charles. If you recall, the character was shipped off to Germany to recover following an explosion at Sonny's penthouse. Since then, his portrayer, Chad Duell, has opened up about needing to start a new chapter in his life, and has even given fans a peek into some of his latest adventures. During one of the most recent, he was spotted at one of the wildest places around, the Los Angeles Zoo. Duell shared a post made by his girlfriend and mother of his son, Dawson, Luana Lucci, that showed how much fun the family had during their outing. Wild hearts at the wildest place, Lucci stated as she, Duell, and Dawson posed for the camera outside of the giraffe exhibit. There was another pic of Dad, Mom, and their son, as well as one of Mom and her boy, plus a cute video of Dawson riding a dolphin on the carousel. Duell's former castmate Eden McCoy, who plays his on-screen sister Joss, took to the comments to express, "He's so big," and we agree. It seems like just yesterday when the couple welcomed Dawson into the world and shared the first photo of their baby. In other news, Duell recently talked about his and physical journey and how he dropped nearly 20 pounds since December. But the weight that really mattered wasn't just physical, he stated. Been shedding old mindsets, self-doubt, and comfort zones too. We're glad to see the actor enjoying life and taking the time he needs for himself and his family. Another wild week in Port Charles. General Hospital spoilers for April 14 to 18, 2025 tease Drew's next big scheme after last week featured Ava's. Lucky lashed out at Christina for causing the accident, but ultimately decided not to turn her in. Meanwhile, Ava informed Rick about the cut brake lines, and they realized the accident was meant for Ava and not Rick. But before Rick could call the police, Ava wondered if they could use this information to their advantage. Brennan informed Anna that the ADA is after her, then she met with Jason to let him know. When Jocelyn came home, Jason had a questionable look when she talked about her trip to Easter Island. Lucy convinced Trina and Kai to perform at the nurses' ball, then later tried dragging in Elizabeth and Lucas. Olivia surprised Brooklyn and Chase with the return of Lois, but when things were still off between the mother and daughter, Olivia offered her friend support. Alexis met with Marco about hiring him at the firm. Lucky warned Christina not to do anything that would get herself caught. Ava suggested she take the Christina information to Alexis to get the fortune back. Later, Rick let Elizabeth believe it was all an unfortunate accident. Lulu and Dante had it out over his teen romance with Brooklyn, and he assured her she was the only woman who he ever truly loved. When Christina joined Sunny for lunch, she asked her father to tell Dante the truth about his heart condition when he joined them, and Sunny did. Ava revealed to Alexis that Christina cut Rick's brakes and blackmailed her into giving her the fortune. Cody asked Lulu what was going on with her, and she admitted she still loves Dante. Marco met with Natalia, who wasn't pleased with her son becoming a lawyer. Curtis warned Laura that Ezra is after her and Sunny. Sidwell visited Jordan and offered her a job. Joss discovered that Vaughn was in Port Charles, and he briefed her on her first mission, which happens to be in a college course that Emma is in. When Sunny asked Natalia what her connection to Sidwell is, she admitted he's her ex-husband, and he cut ties with her for his safety. Sidwell sealed the deal with deception. When Carly found out that Willow is moving the kids into Drew's, she went to confront her. Jordan asked Laura to fire her in order to go undercover working for Sidwell. After Jason admitted to Sasha he hoped she'd continue living at the Q Mansion, she did some bonding with Danny. As Carly and Willow had it out, Nina called Jason for backup, and he arrived just in time to stop Carly from slapping her former daughter-in-law. Trina confided in Portia about Kay's decision to take Drew up on the surgery offer, while Kai got input from Curtis. Portia told Brad she needs him to access every inch of Drew's medical records. After Alexis told Diane what Christina did, Diane convinced her to have Christina committed to keep her out of prison. Anna confronted Emma about her past crimes involving test animals at college, and Emma admitted Anna taught her to fight for what's right. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.